Hey everybody, it's your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, the anomaly, Dwayne Leo Robinson, back at it again with another YouTube video. Listen, if this is your first time clicking onto my channel or onto one of my videos, I want to welcome you to D-Space. This is a space and a place for you to gain positivity, motivation, and inspiration, all through the means of laughter. And I strongly encourage you to click on that subscribe button and on that bell. Therefore, every time I upload, which is every single Thursday, you will be notified. And to my original subscribers, thank you so much for your love and for your support. All right. Ooh, ain't nobody so sexy, I'm just so fresh and so clean. Oh man, I forgot you guys were there. Listen, you know what time it is. It's time for the Black History Fact. And cut. So today's Black History Fact that I will be presenting to you is about an African-American female dressmaker that became renowned around the world for her invention. Which, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, which, ladies and gentlemen, is so important to be in the Robinson's residence, is the ironing board. Okay? So Miss Sarah Boney created the modern day invention and design and patent of the ironing board. She, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the first African-American women to receive a patent. Thanks to Miss Boney, I could iron my clothes. I could go from being crushed to smooth deluxe. And that's our Black History Fact for today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get straight into today's topic. We're going to knock the dreads. Ooh. All right, listen. Hear me out, all right? You got me? You listening? You paying attention to me? Thank you so much, all right? Today's topic is do not spoil anyone, all right? Do not spoil your husband, your wife, your side chick, your sisters, your baby daddies, baby mamas, your
side dudes,
dogs, cats, rabbits, birds, your kids, your grandma, your grandpa, your aunties, your uncles, your friends, your crew, your co-workers, your church
your
family,
mama,
your work
and your
family,
pappy,
enemies, you know, your neighbors, your haters, your congratulators, the ballers, the shot callers,
your cousins too.
Whatever. Okay? Do not spoil anyone. And let me explain why. The reason why I am so adamant about this is there's been numerous of times in my life I have been an enabler. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that you can't reward, you can't give, you can't treat individuals, okay, that you love. However, you do not want to enable or overcompensate that, because as humans, we are creatures of habit, right? And it takes about, 2 weeks to develop a habit, but it takes you about a month to break that habit. So it's much easier to develop a habit than to break a habit, right? So if someone is used to a particular standard in whatever type of relationship that you have with them, and now you're not able to deliver to that standard, they're going to get upset, right? And quite frankly, they shouldn't get upset, because at the end of the day, you were going out of your way, but they may not know that. They may not know that you're struggling with something and you had a little bit of a shift, or something has changed, the dynamics have changed in your life, and you're not able to deliver the way how you used to deliver. And now they're going to look at it like, well, you were doing it before, so what's the problem now? And I'm not going to deal with that because you were dealing with it. It is very important, again, not to spoil anyone, and it's very important for you as an individual to be self-efficient. Because when you end up being an enabler, it's just like the saying, you could, teach a man to fish, and he'll have fish for the rest of his or her life. You know what I mean? So if you're going to keep on giving to someone, and then, you're finding your vessel to become empty and you can't give nothing, then you're going to have an issue. And I'm telling you, there's going to be a conflict, there's going to be a rift, there's going to be an issue between you and that individual, you and that child, you and that pet, you and that person, however you want to slice it, dice it, flip it, or dip it. It doesn't matter. You're going to have that issue, okay? And it's very important for you to notice these telltale signs. I think I butchered that, but you know, follow me. The thing about it is, it's very important for you to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. Now, I want to make it very crystal clear what I'm saying. I'm not saying that, oh, I gotta be self-made, self-independent, forget everybody, I don't need nobody. No, I'm not saying that. But you and I both know there's some friendships, some business relations, some work relationships, some personal relationships that went left because there was a lack of communication, or there was communication and the individual doesn't necessarily find themselves too receptive to it because, like I stated before, they're accustomed to a particular type of expectation and behavior from you, okay? So what do? Like I did a video months ago about it. Learn how to say no, and respectfully say no, and explain why you are saying no. It's no issue with helping someone, but when you start doing things for other people, there's going to come to a point where you're going to see that you're going to need help in a way, and you're going to get the short end of the stick. All right? So here's another bunch of good advice that I can give you, especially when it comes to finances. I don't borrow money from people, and I don't let people borrow money from me. If I have the financial resources, I'll just give it. Why do I just give it? Because I'm just like, look, if I just give it to them, then that means in my mind psychologically, I'm not looking for it back. So I'm not going to borrow nothing from nobody, really, because personally how I was raised and how I flex, I don't like to be indebted to anybody or to anything unless I definitely need to and it is a necessity. Granted, some Jamaican people will be like, yo, you know nothing but that boss is so far up. Well, you know, that may be true, but at the end of the day, I just pride myself in being a responsible adult, a responsible man. And, you know, I've learned through various different circumstances, like, look, if you're going to co-sign for somebody for something, just put it in your head that you're buying it, okay? Because if they falter on the payments, now that falls on you. That's your line of credit that you've worked so hard to build on. And again, you have to realize you have worked hard for your credit, for purchasing a house, to buying that car, or getting that degree, or cooking that meal, or cleaning the area, or executive producing the show. And then all of a sudden, you notice certain individuals want to come up and be with you when you on the way up and the glow up, you know, but at the end of the day, they weren't with you in the beginning. So now you're noticing, like, whoa, you know, peep that, like, really realize, like, man, where they going with this? You know, are you really here for me, or you just really here for the come up? Like, what you trying to get from me? Because again, I'm not really with that. You just have to be very vigilant, and you have to make sure that you nip these things in the butt, because if you don't, they're going to grow and fester, and then become this large monster that is going to just come out of control. And then what's going to end up happening is you're going to find yourself in a situation wherein you're going to possibly lose a friendship or a bond with someone because you didn't set a boundary, you didn't set a standard or a guideline, and everything that you worked hard for, respectfully, the things that you work hard for, I'm trying to say, that individual or those people, they didn't put the blood, sweat, and tears to get where you're at, You know what I'm saying? So the value that you may put into something or have for something, they don't, because they don't understand how hard you had to work to get to the level that you're at. You know, so all I'm saying is do not spoil anyone. Make sure that everyone around you is self-efficient for the most part. They're able to stand on their own 2 feet. And especially if they're able-bodied, if they don't have any type of disability, you know, they can stand on their own. It's important because at any given day, my number one question to anyone is, what if Dwayne wasn't around? What would you do? Or I would say, well, I operate like, well, if so-and-so's not around, I gotta figure it out. Because at the end of the day, you only have yourself to depend on and God. If you're married, it's you and your spouse. Well, I should flip it. You have God, I believe, and yourself. Everyone else, you know, they have their own life, they have their own responsibilities, and they could only help to a certain extent. And you can't really be upset about that. But at the end of the day, you have to know, you know, you gotta realize where you're going with this. Like you may have a friend, and every time you go out, you notice that you paying all the time. If that friend don't even consider like saying, no, I got you this time, or no, I'm gonna spot you this time, you gotta look into that, because at the end of the day, it kind of come off like, why every time when we go out and we both working and you always paying, you know, like, or I'm always paying, whatever the case may be. Like look at different scenarios and address it with that individual in a loving way, or that group of people that say, hey, you know, I just noticed this and it makes me feel some type of way. Could we fix that? And if they're not willing to fix it, they're not willing to fix it. Now you know how to deal with that person or how to deal with those people. If they're willing to fix it, that means that they're mature, they're responsible, and they're taking accountability for their actions. And until that time comes for you all to separate or stay together, whatever it may be, in whatever aspect it may be, you know for a fact that you didn't spoil them, they didn't spoil you. You treat them, they treat you. One hand wash the other, and it's a team. It's not a lopsided type of relationship, but it's a relationship that's beneficial, and both individuals or whoever is in the circle are all benefactors, all benefiting from the rewards, you know, that you all put in together. And make sure that you are surrounding yourself around people that have that same type of energy as you. Because if you have to be careful, you could attract people that, you know, are broken and that could weigh you down in a way, because everyone loves happiness. Everybody loves how you know, you glow and you smile and do all of those things and stuff like that. And sometimes some people are just leeches. They just try to lock onto you and suck everything that you have out of you and bring you down, and you can't do that. So again, never put yourself in a predicament where you know you're gonna be uncomfortable. You put yourself in a predicament that you financially can't take that burden. You're stuck in bondage. You know for a fact that, you know, you can't commit. You can't make that vow for whatever reason. Don't do it. Look out for yourself. No matter what, that person might be upset or whatever the case may be, but it'll be okay. You have to look out for yourself, because at the end of the day, when the smoke clears and when the chips fall down, every tub has to sit on their own bottom. And the pain that you endure versus what I endure, I could be empathetic towards you. I could understand what you're going through, but that doesn't necessarily mean I know what you're going through. But at the end of the day, it's important for you to know, do not spoil anyone. Take care of yourself. Learn how to be self-efficient. Make a plan, have multiple different plans, because the life that we live, life could come in and flip the script, and you never know what could happen, and then you're looking around like, oh man, I wasn't expecting this. Just be prepared for any and everything, and just be ready for life dips and flips and loops and turns and drops and crashes and burns. That's the best advice that I can give to you this week. I hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.